remember the first official job that I got. It was at like it's called Dollarama. If you guys are watching this and you live outside of Canada, you might not know what this is. Essentially just like a retail store. It's a pretty popular store, like a dollar store essentially. And I don't know, I was probably 17, 18. Summer, I was like, it's time for me to get a job, make some money. Now, keep in mind, guys, prior to this, like at the age of 15, like I decided I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But again, I was 15. But yeah, when I did want to get that job, this is like right after I've already, I had my channel, and as a lot of you guys know, I was on a upward trend, crazy growth in this like 3-4 month period, hit 25K subs. I was getting like 30 to 40K views per video, and then I got hacked. And it was a unfortunate, kind of thing, because this was like that one thing I worked on so hard. And it wasn't just YouTube, because everything else gets affected. I was also building my TikTok, my Twitch, and it all just came crashing down. Genuinely, like for a lot of people, probably would be the end of their entrepreneurship journey. But I kept going, and I tried again and again on this channel a lot of times, but it just never seemed to click again like that. So fast forward, anyways, summer's here. It's time to get a job, because unfortunately, we need a way to make money. And I was like, you know what, it's summer. Let me just give it a try. I don't understand why I ended up going here. I think I was just going to a bunch of like places, applying online, and I just ended up getting this job. Now, this store, when I got the job, wasn't even built. It like the first day of work, it was an empty store, like literally just empty. And I basically got hired, or everyone who did get hired at the time, our job for the first whole week was to build the store from scratch. Like they literally brought in like you walk into a store, there's aisles, but have you ever thought about like how the aisles like come in? Yeah, so essentially that's what I had to do, like set up the aisles. We did that, then putting like the hooks in each aisle, adding the products to each aisle, after adding the tags, stickers. By the end of it, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, after a week, when we got paid, right when we got paid that day, we were talking about how much we got paid, like me and these other guys that I met there. And it just wasn't it, guys. Literally, like my 1 week into a job, and that just wasn't the life that I decided for myself. And like I wasn't gonna be doing that for any more longer. That's what I decided, and I was like, we're just gonna figure it out, because the truth is, guys, being an entrepreneur, being in business, it isn't easy. It isn't supposed to be easy. That's what makes it so beautiful. It's like knowing that it won't be easy, but at the end of the day, it'll be worth it. And that's exactly why a lot of people don't do it, because it's hard. And as they say, the harder it is, the more worth doing it is. That's why we do it. So I quit that job, and that was the day I decided I'm never gonna work a 9 to 5 again. But I did work actually 2 9 to 5s after that. However, they were like your hourly pay plus commission. So I wasn't necessarily trading my time for money, because the concept of that is so stupid. Like it was probably like $500 I got paid after working 8 hours a day, 5 hours straight, building like a store, like some crazy shit, like just not what I expected. And I get paid like $500. Like my gas to get to that place was probably like $80 that week. I probably ate food, and then, like it's just like you're left with what? And the whole week's gone. Like the whole week's gone too. Like we're not going to talk about the money side of things. All my time is gone, right? So yeah, after I did work 2 other jobs, they were corporate, they were sales kind of positions, but they were like base plus commission. And again, they weren't like intentional. That wasn't where I wanted to go. I just got those jobs. I was like, screw it. And after the first one, once I realized that I can, get a lot more value for my time by earning commission, that led me to my most recent venture and my most recent job, which was a full commission-based job. Now, this was a very weird thing going into, because right before this job, I was starting my own mobile detailing business, which not like mobile car detailing, which I actually did for a month and a half. And then I was like, let me commit to this door-to-door commission job. Then they had a digital team, joined that, and honestly, absolutely crushed it. Made over 5 figures in a month this year, a few months ago, which is just insane stuff. Like it's crazy, because 2 years ago, when I never even made like 5K a month, then maybe last year I think I made 5K, I think around there. And then you're thinking, once you hit that 5K, you're like, damn, making 10K is probably crazy. And then this year, somehow hit 10K. But yeah, the 9 to 5 thing, that's just not me. Like I can't imagine just like, I mean, I understand if you enjoy like, doing that and that's what you want to do, then, by all means. But for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, like just envisioning that I'm gonna be sitting in this cubicle, computer desk, let's say it's a tech job, right? Just clicking away for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Even if I'm getting like a crazy salary, I don't know, 120K, 130K, which is insane. This is like probably, I don't even know, like top 5% or something, probably more like top 3%, right? Even at that rate, after taxes and expenses, you're left with nothing. Like it's genuinely not enough. And it's just like, think about it like this, okay? You go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you see these people with like Lamborghinis, yachts, crazy houses, mansions. Do you think that's what they're doing? Do you genuinely think they are, you know, I mean, hey, if somebody has like a crazy, like, insane, that top 1% type of job, sure, but majority of them, is that what they're doing? No, that's not what they're doing. You know that. I know that. They're doing some sort of business, right? And like knowing that, okay, this is what these people do to get these things, and these are the things that I want. That's just the path I'm gonna have to take. And you go to school and you're like, people think like a degree, I don't know, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but people think that's a big deal. Bro, like I'm not even lying to you guys. Sometimes when you go to like McDonald's and you get a coffee, the guy giving you a coffee is a graduate. He has a degree, yet he's working at McDonald's. Like people don't realize that. My parents at one point didn't realize that. But it's just self-realization of like working for yourself is genuinely the way to do it, right? I would have much rather work for myself, maybe work 6 hours, every few days, or 4 hours a day for like 5 days a week, make 60K a year. I'd rather do that than making 100K a year working 8 hours a day for somebody else. Because when you work for yourself, number one, depending on what you do, let's say it's YouTube. Let's say I do decide to, full on YouTube, spend 6 hours a day. Okay, sure. I'm spending a lot of time. Number one. Number two, I'm building something that in the bigger picture actually, can give me more results and give me more money. It's like an investment, right? But it's like in yourself, which is why it's amazing, because at the end of the day, why would you want to work for somebody else and invest in their business when you can do it for yourself, right? And the money side of things, I mean, honestly, if there's a will, there's a way. Like I always see people like making excuses like, oh, you don't understand, like I have bills to pay, I have this and that. Like I'm 21, but like there's been so many things that I've done that like I know that like if you need like money for bills and stuff like that, like if you really want to, you can get things done. Okay, maybe you genuinely need to work a job to sustain your lifestyle, then do that. But what do you do after you come home at 5? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like people just accept their fate. Okay, I have bills to pay now, I have a mortgage, I have car payments. If I don't work, I won't be able to have these things, so I'm just gonna work. And then since I'm already working and I have these expenses, might as well come home at 5 and then just chill, because this is just it. And in 3 years I'll get a little bit of a raise, and then another 3 years, and boom, that's it. Like that's it. It's just like the crazy part is, by the way, I think average age of retirement is like 65, and then I believe like life what is it called, I'm tripping, life expectancy is like 72. So you're getting 7 years to live for yourself. Like if you choose to work a normal corporate job, I think it takes you like 20 years if you're making like 100K a year to actually get $1 million after like taxes, expenses. So 20 years. So you go to college, you go to school, you're like 25 now, you work 20 years, you're 45, and you hit that status at 45. But you're obviously, gonna keep working. That's not enough to just like retire off at 45. You're gonna keep working, and then you're 65, and now you can chill for like 7 years, and then you die. Like that's just not what I want, because I know that it's possible that in the next year, in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I can make a substantial amount of money, and I can set myself up by doing small things every single day. Matter of fact, guys, give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Tiny habits, atomic habits. Okay. These things will actually change your life. Like people don't realize it. Like, why are books so popular? Do you think they're popular for no reason? No, there's a reason. It's not, but like you have to understand when you read, like things like this will change your life, like literally. And like the thing is, so many times you see people around you when you choose to take this path, number one, not like, agree with you or support you, whatever. Cool. Who cares? Right? Like that doesn't matter. But it's like the fact that they don't see the vision or like the belief, and all they do is like just talk smack when you tell them like, yo, this is possible. But they're just so brainwashed because I mean we all are. Since you're born, you're just put into the matrix of like, you know, go to school, get a degree, be an employee. They teach us how to be employees, not bosses. Like most at the companies I worked at, these where the last sales job I worked at, the 3 4, I mean they're not called bosses, but the leaders, bosses, people started whatever you want to call them. AMG GT63, AMG S63, Range Rover, some crazy range. And guess what? They're all dropouts. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a degree. I'm not against that at all. I'm like, that's not my point. But my point is most of these people that are at those positions, it's not because of them going down the traditional path. When they started that company, it was like a group of like 5 of them in a parking lot. Somebody had an idea, they saw the vision, and they committed to it. And 3, 4, 5 years later, GG's. Like that's it. So, like, guys, like you just have to do it. And the hardest part sometimes is just starting. Like when I started my YouTube channel, thankfully I was young, so I was just playing games. It was fun. It was like, I don't have to go to school if I just become a rich Fortnite player. That was my that was my logic. So it's a bit easier. Now it's harder now because even when I got older, I retried so many times, but 3 videos later, 5 videos, 10 videos later, you don't see results. You quit. You go back to just the easy thing, which is waking up, going to work, getting paid. That's easy. We like easy, but you know what? Sometimes you have to be relentless. Genuinely, this is the best book. This will actually, I don't even know I'm saying it's the best book. I'm not even like 50% through, but from what I've read, it's already helped me change my perspective so much and made me realize like why the best of the best are the best of the best. Like literally. So what I would say, guys, is like, I'm not saying like just, screw everything, just completely just flip your life. But if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and if you have, if you want more from life, don't let number one, anybody tell you it's not possible, because the people that tell you it's not possible, it's because they lack the confidence to like go ahead and take action on what is required to get that life. That's why they tell you it's not possible, because it's not possible for them, because they don't see themselves working as hard as it takes. And the truth is, like, when you do choose this, before you get to like rainbows and sunshine, there's a lot of work, a lot of struggle, a lot of like these moments where you're just stressed and depressed. When you work a normal job, that none of that matters because it's not yours, right? You're just you're doing your task from 9 to 5, and that's it. Who cares if the company, what's going on in the background or whatever, it doesn't matter to you. But when you're doing your own thing, it's everything matters to you. When you wake up and you're like, damn, this should have been like this, but now it's not like that. It's you. It's all on you. So cut out the people. If they don't believe it, then they're not worth it anyways. Okay. Number 2, I would say sometimes it's important to just really like set up a plan for yourself. So if I was working a normal job right now, I had expenses and I couldn't just quit 9 to 5. I come home, I do my thing. Okay. Like whatever, change, go to the gym, read a book, whatever. But then from like 7 to 12, if that's what it takes for me to like, let's say I wanted to be a YouTuber, a content creator, whatever, 7 to 12, I have to spend 5 hours like, shooting content, editing, recording, uploading, just so I can get it done every single day, then that's what I'm gonna do. That's what just needs to be done. Like, it might not be fun, but you do that for a long enough period, eventually you'll see results. Eventually it'll be like, okay, this is starting to make sense now. Now you're gonna start committing your weekends also to be doing, whatever it is. In this case, YouTube. Now you're gonna spend 7 to 12 every single day after work, plus your Saturdays and Sundays just recording content. A year goes by. Now you're making like $1,000 a month off of this passion of yours, is what it started off as, and the hard work is suddenly starting to pay. Now what do? You tell your boss, you say, hey, I'm gonna actually be switching to part-time. Now you work 3 days a week, grind it out, work even better, work even harder. 3 months later, boom, you're making more than you were making at your normal job. You can quit now. The best part is with any business, results are exponential. Okay, the starting to get the like rocket off the ground is the hardest part, but when it takes off, guys, we're going to the moon. Like, that's just what it is. And I've experienced that, like, going to the moon thing so many times. Unfortunately, I've also experienced we're crashing from the moon a lot of times. But yeah. And at the end of the day, guys, if nobody believes in you, I promise I do believe in you. That's been my goal and my dream. When people ask me, like, except for money, what is the purpose of like success and your goal, your dream, whatever, right? Because like Everything else, cars, this lifestyle, whatever, that's all materialistic. But other than that, like, what is my purpose? Which I just, as a young age, I don't know why, but I mean I do know why, but it's just always been to like inspire and motivate others, because the truth is, like, nobody in this, like, if you chose this path, there's not much of that around. Most people are just gonna do the opposite. Whether it's your friends, they're gonna make fun of you. Whether it's your family, they're gonna tell you to go to school. And that's it. Like, there's usually not a lot of people that actually believe in you. So I believe in you. Trust me, it is worth it. You know, we only have one life. I said this in another video, but between our birthday and our death day, it's just a dash, nothing else. So make sure you make that dash count. Okay, that is it for me. Yeah, I think I yap so much at some time. So if you made it to the end, I really, 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 really appreciate it. We're gonna be grinding, working hard, you know, more than ever. Even me, I said I'm gonna be uploading 3 times a day. I'm only uploading 2 times a day. I'm slacking, so hold me accountable and I'll hold you guys accountable, because that's how we're gonna get this done. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you made it to the end, make sure you guys comment no 9 to 5 in the comments down below. Other than that, hopefully you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.